Hey, this is Carly Coleman with Hope Kills Fear, and you're listening to The Anvil and the Hammer.
Hammerheads, that was Kingdom Come by Hope Kills Fear. That's the way you bring it on.
That's right, Wayne. Now, it's an interesting story. No one really told us about Hope Kills Fear. You know, one day I was looking for some bands on MySpace, just checking to see what's out there, and I think it was about 6 months ago. What do you think, Wayne?
Yeah, it was 6 or 7 months ago.
And they just had a few songs up, and we contacted them, like, we're in the studio, we'll get back to you. And I kind of forgot about them because we'd had some other bands that were, had some new material and everything. We wanted to get some of that out there. I said, man, let's just go. I just want to go back and check on this band, Hope Kills Fear, and ended up hooking up with the bass player, Joe.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this, but the lead singer for Hope Kills Fear was actually another band. He was in Candiria, and his name is Carly Coma. So he's now the lead singer from Hope Kills Fear. So maybe some Candiria fans listen to this, and this is where Carly ended up. So, Wayne, what can you tell the Hammerheads about what kind of music to expect today?
Well, first off is how we got to know him pretty well is from the bassist, Joe. We have Julio on guitars and also Steve on guitar, so you got a double guitar. So you always know that's going to give you a good, thick, rich sound to that. And then also we have Kenneth on drums. When you listen to this band, you can't just say they're a particular type of genre. It's just all mixed in so well, and Carly does a great job on vocals. It just hooks you in, and a lot of good hooks in the songs too.
That's right. Well, how about this, Wayne? Let's let Carly speak for himself. We're going to interview him coming right up. Carly Como from Hope Kills Fear. We're going to play one more song before we head to the interview, and this song is called All You Need.
Well, Hammerheads, today is a special day. We have a person you might know. Carly Coma from Hope Kills Fear is on Anvil and the Hammer today.
How you doing? How you
Wonderful.
Doing?
Awesome. And, I think that today, we usually start with a name, but when you look at a guy like Carly and the history that it has, a lot of places to start with Hope Kills Fear. But I think the best thing to do, Carly, you've been in another band, Candiria, prior to Hope Kills Fear. So if you would please give us a little history lesson on how Hope Kills Fear came about and why you're really interested in making a change from a successful band.
I guess what I'll do is I'll start with Candiria, then go into Hope Kills Fear. When I was younger, in my teens, maybe like around 17 years old, I was dabbling in the occult. I was practicing Satanism. And within that process, I started a band called Candiria. So the foundation of Candiria was built on the occult, but as time went on, I strayed away from that. So let's say the first couple of demos I did with Candiria, I said some pretty bad things in regards to Christianity. As time went on, I became a saved Christian, and I was still in Candiria, but my flesh wanted to do it. I was kind of still wrestling with my spirit. So not everyone in the band was a believer at the time. It was just me and my guitar player, Eric Matthews. Yes, I tried injecting my beliefs into Candiria without being obvious because the other guys didn't believe, you know what I mean? So I gave that a shot, and it worked for a little bit. But then after being in Candiria for a while after I was saved, my old habits started creeping back in. So I really started, in my mind, I started just thinking, well, something needs to change. But once again, I just couldn't get myself to leave. I guess you could say maybe I was in a heavy bondage, I don't know. But we got into a car accident, a vehicle accident, while on tour on our way to Cleveland, Ohio. And we got hit by a tractor-trailer truck. The vehicle flipped several times, kicking everyone out of the vehicle except for me and the driver. So I woke up while the van was skidding, and I opened my eyes, realized I was going to die, and went into shock and passed out. I woke up with the van upside down, and the first words out of my mouth was, Jesus, you know what I mean? And I'm like, what happened? It was very surreal. I crawled out. I could have died. I'm surprised that no one died, actually. We all survived, and the vehicle was a complete wreck. I just started thinking about things. The weird thing is, I'll take it back even a step further. I was one of the only ones not in a seatbelt. When I got out of the accident, pretty much only had a scratch on me, you know what I mean? So, which was weird. Some injuries here or there, but nothing too severe. And so that bugged me out. So we took some time off, came out with another album, and then we came out with another one with another Candiria album. But eventually, we just broke up. And so as I was sitting there, a couple of my friends were like, you should start a Christian band, you should start a Christian rock band. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do that. But so I started 2 other bands after that, and it just didn't work out. And every time I started writing for these other bands, heavy Christian influence would start to come out. Well, what's going on here? One day, it's I met Julio, the guitar player, and told him, I realized that in order for this to happen in my life, I'm going to have to do it glorifying God. And next thing you know, Hope Kills Fear was born, and it started to come together. Now, the most amazing thing is, whenever you start something, you start to question, are you doing the right thing? And one day, I received an email from an old Candiria fan. Before I opened it, I looked at the quote from his message, and it said, Hope Kills Fear. I'm like, wow. I go, that's an awesome name for a band. I go, that's amazing. So I did a Google search to see if the name was taken, and the name wasn't taken. So then I opened up the email, and within the email, the guy was saying, Carly, you're one of my favorite vocalists. Your songs with Candiria have helped me out through a lot. And I just want to let you know that some of the songs you've written have helped me to deal with my cancer. And I want to thank you for that, and I want to thank you for what you're doing for the world. So to me, I took that as a confirmation from God that what I'm doing is the right thing. I got the band name, which is amazing, and I got the confirmation of why I'm doing this. So yeah, I feel like this is my destiny. I feel like I am doing the will of God for my life. I guess nothing can change that unless I get another confirmation from God, I guess, that I'm not supposed to be doing this. But as of now, I feel that way.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy stuff. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that, man. That's a wild history lesson on y'all, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I just wasn't expecting that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Man, we're glad you're on the show. The Hammerheads are probably tripping out right now. But don't worry, Hammerheads, we got some more killer music coming your way from Hope Feels Fear 2. Well, we opened the show today talking about killer music. We opened the show today with Kingdom Come, and pretty much on all the songs, your influences, and we hadn't talked about this with artists in a while, but your influences is all over the place and goes back to some of the things that we've said that, like in Australia, there's not a particular genre that's popular, whether it's screamo or metal or alternative or all that. And I think your band is so unique. You can say heavy music, and that's it. And I think it's so special that you've got to kind of tell us what makes the mix of the influences that y'all have, from your guitarist to your bassist to you to the drummer. What makes your band different?
Just being honest. It really comes down to honesty, because we're living in an era where people, in the music era actually, but people are just concerned about the almighty dollar. Okay, you have to do this because this is famous. You have to do this because this is popular. You have to write it this certain way because this is what's doing hot right now. What that does is it constricts you. You're not letting the natural flow of things come out of you. I'm reading this book by David Foster. He's a big-time producer. He produced Barbra Streisand, Celine Dion, and he says something amazing in his book. He says, great stuff comes through you, not from you. And it makes sense, because I remember when we were writing one of our songs called Save Me, we just had the verse. And our producer, Micah Barilli, and Julio, the guitar player, was saying, well, the heavy version of the verse will just be the chorus. And I said, that's not the chorus. So I told him, just play the song and just see what comes out of my mouth. So we started with the verse, and when it went into the chorus, they just stopped, and the chorus just came out of my mouth. And then from that, Julio started writing around what came out of my mouth, and the chorus came through me, not from me. I wasn't even thinking about it. It was just an honest expression of what was in my heart, my spirit, in my soul. And I feel that that's the important thing when you're writing. I mean, don't think about what's going to be popular. Don't think about what people are going to like this. Think about what's truly coming from you. Raw honesty is what's being lost in music today.
Well, there you go, Brandon. That's why you were so wild 6-7 months ago. It's what you said when you first got onto him. This is what makes him special. Well, can you tell us a little bit about Kingdom Come and what that track's about?
It pretty much explains what Hope Kills Fear is about. Like, we're roaming the land, spreading the word of God, and it's that in a nutshell. Sometimes it brings tears to my eyes, and that's never happened before. I know we did first show a few months ago. I just broke into tears on stage, and it kind of like, my voice kind of cracked. It was a revelation to me, because that's never happened before. And it was a confirmation to me that, like, what I'm doing is the right thing, because I don't cry a lot. And the only times I really cry is when I'm in church and something like really touches me. So when I was singing those songs, the words hit me and like touched my spirit. And like I started crying on stage. I was a little embarrassed. You know what I mean? It was like bad. I'm talking about like snots and everything. It was pretty bad. You know what I mean? But it was like I was crying like a baby. I had to turn around, and just so the crowd wouldn't notice. That's what basically those songs are. And Kingdom Come, like I said, is pretty much just the band's motto. Like, we're going, cast your way aside. I'm here to sing you in. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what the Word of God is about. And like, to me, what people don't realize is like, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who are going to hell. And I know it's not the popular thing to say, but when Jesus spoke, he wasn't really trying to be popular. He was telling you the truth. He was just being honest, and I feel that sometimes, especially in this era now, sometimes Christians, and I've been guilty of it myself, where we water things down because we just don't want to get people like annoyed, but we shouldn't be like that. And to me, like, that's what this song is about. Pretty much, this is where we stand. We're singing these songs out of love, not out of like an elitist point of view. You know, like, I'm just saying this because I love people. I have a friend of mine who died. As far as I know, like, that person didn't know the word, and I just let that person pass without preaching to them, without sharing the gospel with them. And that'll always stay with me. And I vowed that I'll never let that happen again. And I'm not going to sit here and say this person is damned or not. You know, that's not me to say. All I know is from what I know, I didn't. At least from what I know, I never shared the gospel with this person. They never spoke of the gospel, and I let them slip through my hands because I was too busy caring about what people would think about me. And those days of God, I'm never going to do that again. But that's what the song's basically about, just going there and spreading the word and going all over the world.
Awesome. You know, and then also, thank you for sharing that. And before the interview, we actually played All You Need, which is another killer track, and Wayne and I were arguing on which track should be first. I really felt that All You Need needed to be first, and Wayne felt that Kingdom Come needed to be first. But anyway,
you guys want to hear something funny? When we were doing our first show, we were arguing at the studio which songs should be first, Kingdom Come or All You Need. It's so funny. You guys want to do the same thing as well.
That's awesome.
Well, we're on the same level then.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know, the reason that I loved All You Need is, one, the lyrics are just totally awesome, and when you get into the chorus, it's just that, I think that's the hook in the song. You're better than fake. You're better than sin. You're better than what you see. You're better than lies. You're better than fear. I just love it, man. That's how a song should sound. Also speaks to your mission statement. Going to the verse, you're lost with all your wealth and all your fame. You still have nothing, so go and eat your fill, another pill. When you tell us the story earlier about coming from Candiria, I mean, you really, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would look at that as a successful band. You really had it made. And then when you come on and like you said, you switch to Hope Kills Fear, and your purpose is using heartfelt, catchy songs to spread a message of hope, faith, strength, and perseverance. And I've got to tell you, when I hear this song, All You Need, man, that's how I feel. I've got the faith, I've got the strength, and I've got the perseverance and the hopes there when I hear that song. So definitely, everything you spoke to so far, and the Hammerheads have already heard those songs. I'm telling you, man, right there, to me, you guys are dead on the money when it comes to your mission statement. So that's just totally awesome, man.
Thank you. That song came about. I was sitting down and I was watching TV. I was going through the channels, and the news came on. They were talking about Britney Spears, Paris Hilton, and Lindsay Lohan. And basically what they were saying on the news were, these people are wealthy, but they're making a wreck of their lives. That's basically what they were saying on the news, and it hit me there. So, and that spawned All You Need. The song was inspired from what I saw on TV. And it's like, wow, you know, look at all these people. You know, they have wealth, and they have fame, but in the end, even though they worship you, they're still ridiculing you at the same time. And so it's kind of like my song to them. You're better than fake, you know what I mean? You know, all the things like that in the chorus, and you're better.